This audiobook exposes the timeless mysteries of metaphysics, uncovering the concealed framework that molds your existence. As you absorb these words, you'll realize the cosmos isn't chaotic. It mirrors your ideas, feelings, and convictions with exacting accuracy. The secrets to deliberate manifestation have forever dwelled inside you. Are you prepared to awaken them? Metaphysics. Introduction. Within these chapters resides an eternal insight, a wisdom echoed across eras awaiting those poised to embrace its life-altering essence. The cosmos functions via unchanging principles, as steady as the dawn's arrival, as resolute as the ocean's rhythm. These principles rule not only the tangible world, but the unseen energies that form your encounters, connections, and situations. You hover on the brink of comprehension, ready to enter a state of realization about your innate inventive force. The energy that propels worlds in their circuits, that converts kernels into majestic oaks, that changes larvae into vibrant moths. This identical energy surges through you. It reacts to your ideas, intensifies your sentiments, and brings your core convictions into material form. This isn't random luck or happenstance. The cosmos communicates via vibrational waves, answering the signal you broadcast through your psychological and affective condition. Like a magnet, this core tenet directs the universal symphony of formation. Your ideas are attracting powers pulling toward you events that align with their resonance. The elders grasped these realities. They knew the external realm echoes the internal realm of awareness. Now this knowledge resurfaces to illuminate your route, providing tools to open gateways of opportunity that lie ahead. As you traverse these lessons, you'll uncover that you're not just a bystander in existence, but a potent architect, crafting reality via your awareness's perspective. The scenarios you face aren't arbitrary occurrences, but echoes of your prevailing ideas and convictions. The ability to reshape your life has eternally dwelled within you. It throbs in your essence with each pulse, courses through your ideas with every inhale. You merely need to rouse to this fact, harmonize with these cosmic rules, and assume the position of intentional architect. That is your inherent right. Part 1. Awakening to the Concealed Framework. Chapter 1. The Concealed Framework. In the core of a thriving metropolis resided a budding sculptor named Lila. Every dawn she carved what her spirit murmured, but a void lingered in her creations. One afternoon, tidying her workshop, she unearthed an old parchment hidden beneath a cracked tile on the floor. Unfurling it, elaborate designs appeared, not a standard chart but a schematic of streaming forces linking notions to realizations, aspirations to actuality. With every subsequent day examining the parchment, Lila's sculptures evolved. Her work started embodying not merely the visible realm, but the intangible bonds of vitality uniting everything. Her art resonated with spirits, affecting individuals in unforeseen manners. These invisible influences that directed Lila's chisel persist in all facets of existence. They weave through your occurrences, forming designs often overlooked by the alert mind. Like magnetism, these metaphysical tenets function regardless of your recognition. They determine your path's direction, impacting each decision, each bond, and each result. The cosmos works via a sacred framework, a stellar structure that replies to the vitality you project. Your ideas and sentiments create waves in this unseen tapestry, drawing events that vibrate with your inner condition. When you comprehend these tenets, you start perceiving that coincidences are truly alignments. Significant designs arranged by cosmic rule. Long past in a sanctuary, etched into cliffside rock, dwelled a chronicler named Alara. The sanctuary guardians assigned her to document the holy lore of formation. Evening after evening, as Alara inscribed venerable scripts, the phrases started to shimmer with an internal glow. She comprehended the documents weren't simply logging past. They were disclosing the active tenets that regulated all being. Each emblem she meticulously safeguarded held not only lore, but the core of cosmic fact. Through her commitment to grasping these tenets, Ilara shifted from a mere chronicler into a guardian of insight, directing others to identify the sacred designs in their personal existences. Just as Alara uncovered, these cosmic tenets aren't remote ideas but vibrant energies dynamically forming your reality. They work via your awareness, responding to your profoundest convictions and anticipations. By acknowledging these designs, you make the initial stride toward intentional formation. Sacred practice. Seek a serene instant and a fresh sheet in your diary. Shut your eyes and permit your thoughts to wander across your life's terrain. Observe the scenarios, bonds, or conditions that appear to recur. Open your eyes and jot about one domain where you detect the existence of unseen energies at play. What designs surface? What concealed insight might these designs hold? Allow your revelations to pour openly onto the sheet, understanding that in acknowledging these energies you commence collaborating in sync with them. Chapter 2. The Cosmic Awareness. At the break of day, a voyager named Tariq ascended the twisting trail to the peak where the elder sage Leora resided. After weeks of climb, Tariq encountered the sage in tranquility eyes, sealed a faint grin on her aged features. Without unveiling her eyes, Leora uttered, "You pursue what you inherently own." Through your personal encounters, you have glimpsed this fact. The cosmic awareness that Tariq sought isn't detached from you, but the fundamental nature of your essence. This boundless intellect courses through all formation, linking every notion, every deed, every instant in a complex ballet of awareness. Like myriad droplets composing a sea, personal minds arise from and revert to this limitless perception. When you calm the superficial ideas that undulate through daily awareness, you start to perceive this profounder stream of insight. The cosmic awareness communicates via instinct, via alignment, via the hushed tone that leads you toward reality. It is the origin of all motivation, all ingenuity, all comprehension. Just as your corporeal form consists of the identical components as the celestial bodies, your awareness is interlaced from the same ethereal material as the cosmic awareness. In instances of profound contemplation or abrupt revelation, the barrier between personal and cosmic perception thins. You acknowledge yourself as both a distinct manifestation and an indivisible segment of this superior intellect. Along the venerable commerce path journeyed a seafarer captained by Nadia. One turbulent evening, with mists concealing all known markers, Nadia found her sailing maps ruined by salt water. In her instant of utmost doubt, she recalled the advice of an aged mariner: "When everything falters, gaze to the Polaris." As the gale momentarily cleared, that solitary beacon unveiled itself. In relying on this astral direction, Nadia discovered not only her route to harbor, but a deep fact that even in our gloomiest times, the cosmic awareness provides orientation to those who attune to its existence. Like Nadia's beacon, the cosmic awareness supplies constant direction. When you harmonize with its insight, lucidity arises organically. Resolutions manifest not via compelled exertion, but via yielding to this elevated intellect. Your voyage turns less about dominating results and more about streaming with the flow of sacred insight. Sacred practice. Discover a tranquil area where disturbances won't occur. Position yourself comfortably and softly shut your eyes. For 5 minutes, permit your perception to broaden past your bodily limits. Sense the breeze contacting your skin, the earth upholding you, the boundless expanse encircling you. Let each breath recall your linkage to all vital entities. In this quietude, perceive the delicate existence of the cosmic awareness coursing through every fragment of being, including you. Chapter 3. Vitality and Flow. In the center of a historic town dwelled Arya, a dancer whose movements held a strength surpassing simple motion. Each dawn, as sunrise colored the heavens in soft tones, she would position with her veil and perform what her soul sensed. Those who observed her courtyard performances found themselves altered. Delight surged inside them when her steps twirled with glee. Serenity enveloped them when her gestures murmured calm. What Arya uncovered through her dance discloses a basic reality about the cosmos. Sentiments aren't just sensations, but potent oscillatory energies that form the structure of actuality. Each affective condition radiates a particular frequency that waves through the quantum realm, attracting events that correspond to its oscillation. You hold this identical inventive strength. Your sentiments serve as the link between notion and realization, between purpose and actuality. When you grasp this tenet, you commence seeing that your feelings aren't inactive reactions to existence, but dynamic energies that shape your encounters. Consider your affective vitality as the earth where your wishes root. Just as flora need particular environments to thrive, your realizations prosper in the rich soil of harmonized sentiments. Anxiety, uncertainty, and concern generate a harsh setting where aspirations fade. Delight, appreciation, and affection supply the ideal sustenance for prosperity to flourish. In a remote meadow there resided a farmer named Salim, who comprehended this mystery. While fellow cultivators battled with sparse yields, Salim's fields blossomed exceedingly. His secret resided not in unique methods or uncommon grains, but in the affection he infused into every task. As he sowed each grain, he experienced profound delight for the crop it would yield, while irrigating his spirit expanded with thankfulness for the impending plenty. Even when removing undergrowth, he tackled the chore with calm approval. Visitors would inquire of Salim why his grains ripened more lushly, why his produce savored richer. He would merely grin and state, "The crops reply to the sentiments in our souls as much as the labor of our palms." Like Salim's fields, your existence replies to the affective vitality you nurture. Each feeling you foster strengthens, attracting conditions that align with its oscillation. This explains why experts of realization concentrate not solely on their ideas, but on sustaining heightened affective conditions. Sacred practice. As tomorrow's sun ascends, choose one elevating sentiment, maybe delight, appreciation, or serenity. Throughout your day, nurture this feeling as Salim nurtured his fields. Observe instances when it organically emerges and intentionally enhance it. When it diminishes, tenderly revive it. Note in your spirit how your selected sentiment affects the occurrences, meetings, and encounters that transpire before you. Chapter 4. Oscillation and Harmony. In the foggy peaks of the Orient, a roaming hermit named Lin found a vintage wind chime abandoned by the wayside. While others overlooked it, viewing only its faded look, Lin discerned the latent melody inside. For 40 days he labored patiently, fine-tuning each chime until it vibrated in flawless accord with the others. You like that chime hold an internal frequency that vibrates with the cosmos. Every notion, every sentiment, every purpose generates an oscillation that waves through the structure of being. When these oscillations harmonize with cosmic accord, existence streams with seamless elegance. The rule of oscillation instructs that all in being vibrates at distinct frequencies. Your wishes already dwell at their ideal frequency. To realize them, you must adjust your inner condition to match their oscillation. Just as Lin tuned each chime with meticulous care, you must intentionally calibrate your ideas and sentiments. This harmony starts with perception. Observe how various states of existence influence your frequency. Concern produces disharmony while serenity brings accord. Bitterness creates interference while affection yields pure, lovely notes. By selecting uplifted ideas and sentiments, you inherently elevate your oscillation to align with the frequency of your wishes. In a far-off realm resided a musician named Zara, who performed with remarkable fluidity. Unlike others who merely adhered to set rhythms, she mastered sensing the delicate pulses of existence itself. She performed with the breeze, oscillated with the foliage, and streamed with the streams. Her performances turned into a reflection, a flawless accord with the cosmic performance. The mystery, Zara would declare, isn't in compelling the pulse, but in uncovering it already resides within you. Through quietude, she located the rhythm. Through yielding, she merged with it. Your path of harmony reflects both Lin's diligent tuning and Zara's streaming performance. Each instant provides a chance to modify your frequency, to move in sync with existence's innate rhythm. When you detect yourself in disharmony, halt heed profoundly sense the oscillation you desire to embody. Sacred practice. Locate a silent area where you can remain uninterrupted. For 5 minutes, let your breath serve as a soft tuning instrument for your essence. With each intake, absorb serenity. With each release, dispel any disharmony. Sense your ideas and sentiments slowly harmonizing with tranquility's frequency. Like Lin with his chime, perform minor modifications until you vibrate with flawless accord. Chapter 5. The Rule of Conviction. In the lively bazaars of a historic city, there dwelled a trader named Karim, who inherited his mother's modest stall. Each day he observed affluent traders parade with their lavish processions, convinced he was eternally fated to linger in their shade. "My mother was humble, and so must I remain," he would murmur to himself, embracing what he deemed his fixed destiny. One twilight, an enigmatic document materialized amid his goods. As he unfurled it, luminous script gleamed. "Your convictions are the builders of your fate." Absorbing these phrases stirred something inside him. Gradually, Karim started challenging the narratives he had narrated to himself. With each day, he substituted one restricting notion with an empowering reality, like exchanging eroded bricks in a base. You also bear convictions that form the very structure of your actuality. These convictions function as sieves through which you view every encounter, every chance, and every potential. They aren't etched in rock, but are malleable, awaiting reshaping by your intentional selection. When you proclaim "I cannot," you erect unseen barriers around your capability. When you whisper, "I'm unworthy," you dull your own radiance. Yet these convictions aren't reality. They are simply tales you've adopted as genuine. Like Karim, you possess the strength to scrutinize and alter them. In a secluded glen resided Theo, a potter, who perceived elegance where others saw only crude clay. While others bypassed common lumps, he would pause, lay his hands on their exterior, and beam. Within each lump, he would utter, resides a masterpiece awaiting revelation. With steadfast commitment, he would mold away the external coatings until the concealed elegance surfaced. Your convictions are like Theo's lumps beneath the exterior of restricting ideas, lie empowering realities waiting to be disclosed. Just as Theo's tools unveiled the elegance within your perception, can reveal the potent convictions that will reshape your actuality. Sacred practice. Take an instant of hushed contemplation. Permit a restricting conviction to emerge in your perception. Jot it down, sensing its burden, and feel. Now, like Theo with his tools, commence reshaping it anew. Convert it into an empowering declaration that vibrates with reality. Let this fresh conviction become the base from which you form your actuality. Chapter 6. Shattering the Mirage. In the scorching glare of the wasteland, a youthful nomad named Soren strayed from his clan's caravan. The sun projected wavering illusions over the dunes, forming visions of oases that lured wanderers off course. Yet Soren, with the pure insight that youth often holds, looked past these deceptions. Where others pursued phantom springs, he detected a faint trace in the shimmering atmosphere that guided him to a concealed canyon where pure streams cascaded. The mirage of division, like the wasteland's illusion, deceives your mind into perceiving separation where oneness prevails. Your senses inform you that you exist apart from the surrounding world, yet this apparent division is merely the mind's effort to interpret the boundless. Just as Soren pierced the mirage to locate true water, you can penetrate the veil of division to uncover the underlying oneness of all being. The cosmos courses through you as certainly as vitality courses through your veins. Each breath you draw links you to the timeless ballet of existence. The same atmosphere that once invigorated the lungs of visionaries and holy ones now invigorates yours. Your ideas wave through the structure of actuality, influencing lives in manners you cannot perceive, for there is no genuine boundary between where you conclude and the world commences. Beside a tranquil alpine pond, a silver falcon named Arya encountered her reflection in the glassy waters. Initially, she attempted to converse with this other bird, unaware she was encountering herself. As she drew nearer, the line between reflection and actuality started to fade until she grasped that what she viewed as separate was truly one. Like Arya, You may perceive yourself as distinct from the surrounding world, yet this view dissolves when you gaze deeper. The same energy that stirs the waves courses through your core. The same vitality that kindles the celestial bodies ignites your ideas. In moments of deep reality, you glimpse this oneness in the hush of reflection, in deeds of pure affection, in instances of impulsive delight. Sacred practice. Locate a silent area where interruptions won't happen. Shut your eyes and remember a moment when you sensed profoundly linked to something vaster than yourself, perhaps, while gazing at a star-strewn heavens, or in a gesture of aid to another, or in the depths of invocation. Permit yourself to fully relive this encounter, noting how the mirage of division vanished in that holy instant. Chapter 7. The Reflection Tenet. In the vibrant markets of a timeless city, a vendor named Farid organized his merchandise each morning under ornate silver mirrors. His items stayed unpurchased day by day, while other vendors thrived. One dawn, as he stared into the mirror's echoes, he observed how his own scowl was echoed in the expressions of passers-by. In that instant of awareness, Farid comprehended the world was merely echoing his internal condition back to him. The cosmos functions as a vast reflection mirroring the core of your inner realm. Every condition, every bond, every encounter materializes as an echo of your ideas, convictions, and effective designs. When you approach existence with apprehension, the world seems menacing. When you emanate delight, existence replies with plenty. This reflection tenet discloses itself in innumerable ways. Your bonds echo how you bond with yourself. Your monetary conditions mirror your convictions about plenty. Your bodily health reflects your inner accord. Grasping this reality shifts you from an inactive viewer into an intentional architect of your actuality. The rule of reflection works with steadfast accuracy, just as a pristine pond echoes the heavens above with ideal precision. Your outer actuality echoes your inner condition. When you alter within, the external world must adjust to align with this fresh oscillation. This isn't simply metaphysical concept. It is a basic tenet regulating the structure of being. In a glen untouched by eras, there rested a flawless lake known as the echo of reality. As cycles shifted, the lake mirrored with absolute clarity both tempest and radiance, both twilight and daybreak. Those who stared into its depths viewed not just their bodily echo, but the condition of their inner essence. A disturbed mind would witness waves disrupting the surface, while a serene heart would discover the waters calm and transparent. This timeless insight addresses you now. Your life conditions act as loyal reflections, disclosing the contents of your awareness. When you meet obstacles, gaze inward. When you encounter a chord, acknowledge it as an echo of your inner serenity. The reflection never deceives. It merely displays what is. Sacred practice. Allocate a moment of hushed meditation, locating a holy area where you can withdraw from the world's endless motion. In this tranquility, direct your focus to 3 separate domains of your life. Perhaps your dwelling setting, a key bond, and your occupation circumstance. Like the timeless sages who pursued wisdom in echo, examine these areas with endurance and attention. Jot about how each echoes your inner condition. For just as the mystical pond discloses all that gazes upon it, your conditions light up the contents of your awareness. Observe designs repeating motifs or scenarios that appear to echo your ideas and sentiments. Does disarray in your living area echo inner unrest? Do difficult bonds disclose unresolved sentiments within? Let your writing stream freely across the sheet, recording these echoes without critique or fault. Recall that perception itself is a sacred endowment, the initial glow of dawn that initiates the process of alteration. In noting these observations, you start a holy conversation between your outer realm and inner reality. Chapter 8. Idea as Formation. In the ateliers of a remote territory, there dwelled an innovator named Elena, who devoted her days encircled by instruments and substances. Yet her grandest inventions commenced not with her hands, but in the sanctuary of her intellect. Each morning she would rest in absolute tranquility, her eyes sealed as she permitted visions of wondrous devices to shape in her fantasy. Only when she could envision every element with crystalline lucidity would she start to construct her inventions into tangible shape. Your ideas hold this identical formative strength. Like intangible builders, they blueprint your actuality before it materializes in the material domain. Every accomplishment, every invention, every condition first dwells as an idea shape in the immense sea of boundless potential. These idea shapes bear oscillatory vitality that vibrates with the cosmic awareness. When you maintain an idea with steadfast concentration, you launch a holy process of realization. The cosmos replies to the frequency of your ideas, arranging conditions and chances that harmonize with your mental images. Just as a ray of illumination can be concentrated through a prism to produce warmth, your focused ideas produce formative strength. This isn't mere fantasy or optimistic musing. It is the utilization of cosmic rule. Your ideas are vibrant energies that form the ethereal material from which all tangible shape arises. In a modest hamlet resided a weaver named Sophia, who grasped this enduring reality. Each day before touching her loom, she would seal her eyes and envision the completed fabric in her mind's vision, its patterns, its weave, its ideal design. As her fingers glided across the threads, they merely adhered to the design already formed in idea. Her most exquisite works surfaced when her mental picture was most distinct. This timeless insight discloses that your ideas aren't inactive viewers, but dynamic architects. Every state in your life started as an idea design, whether aware or unaware. By commanding your ideas, you command the very energies that form your fate. Sacred practice. Locate a silent area where you can stay undisturbed. Seal your eyes and let your breath turn slow and rhythmic. Now summon to mind one particular wish. View it with the lucidity of the innovator's vision, sense it with the assurance of the weaver's knowing. For 10 minutes, submerge yourself in this vision as if it already dwells in the current instant. Encounter every element with your inner faculties. If you wish a fresh abode, stroll through its chambers. If you pursue a balanced bond, sense the delight of that linkage. If you imagine vocational triumph, perceive the fulfillment of attainment. Let this vision turn so genuine that your intellect accepts it as fact. For in the domain of pure idea, it already dwells. Chapter 9. The Inner Voyage. In a far realm, a seeker named Leora roamed through innumerable territories, pursuing a fabled riches. She consulted elders, examined vintage charts, and investigated distant grottos, yet uncovered nothing. One evening, weary from her quest, she reclined beneath a star-filled firmament. As she stared into the boundless void above, an inner voice murmured, "The riches you pursue resides not in remote territories, but in the profundities of your own essence. You, like Leora, hold within yourself a riches beyond quantification. The utmost fortune lies not in outer wealth, but in the boundless capability that dwells in your awareness. This internal domain encompasses all potentials, all insight, all strength, awaiting discovery through the voyage of self-exploration. When you direct your focus inward, you commence acknowledging the immensity of your own essence. Like a profound sea holding innumerable gems, your awareness possesses limitless capability. Each instant of self-examination discloses new depths, new revelations, new aspects of your authentic nature. The strength to realize your wishes doesn't originate from outside yourself. It arises from within, from that holy area where your personal awareness encounters the boundless. Through serene contemplation and inner heating, you harmonize with this strength, permitting it to course through you and into your life encounter. In the highlands of a timeless land resided an excavator named Mira, who devoted years burrowing through solid stone hunting for jewels. Day after day, she delved deeper into the highland's core. Others ridiculed her tenacity, advising her to forsake her pursuit. But Mira knew the wealthiest deposits lay concealed in the deepest extents. One day, after plunging further than ever, her tools struck an enormous deposit of pristine jewels, proving that the grandest prizes come to those who venture to excavate deep. Like Mira, you must be ready to adventure into your depths. The treasures of revelation, insight, and strength await those who embark on this inner voyage with endurance and tenacity. Each stratum of self-discovery draws you nearer to the limitless capability that is your inherent right. Sacred practice. Discover a peaceful area and position comfortably. Seal your eyes and direct your perception inward. For 10 minutes, explore the vast terrain of your inner realm, like an explorer descending into lucid waters. Let your awareness descend deeper into the quietude within. Sense the boundless capability that dwells in your core and intellect, throbbing with the same sacred vitality that courses through all formation. Acknowledge that within you resides the strength to form, to alter, to realize an energy as timeless as the cosmos itself. Let this perception of your boundless nature infuse you with serenity and potential, knowing that you are linked to the eternal origin of all insight and plenty. As you repose in this holy area of inner knowing sense, yourself broadening beyond the confines of common awareness, into the immense sea of limitless potential that is your true core. Chapter 10. The Alteration. In a secluded orchard, a larva named Theo dwelled satisfied among the foliage, oblivious to his capability for change. Each day he crawled along known routes, convinced this was all existence could provide. Then one day an internal summons encouraged him to yield to an enigmatic procedure. Though dread whispered of the unfamiliar, he enveloped himself in a silky chrysalis, trusting the insight that directed him. In obscurity and tranquility, Theo experienced a wondrous metamorphosis, emerging as a splendid dragonfly who could glide beyond the limits he once knew. You hover at the brink of a kin alteration. Like Theo, you may have embraced restrictions that no longer aid your supreme aim. Yet within you stirs the same sacred intellect that alters larvae into dragonflies, waiting to direct your own metamorphosis. Your awareness is the architect of your encounter. Every idea you harbor, every sentiment you foster forms the actuality that materializes around you. This isn't mere analogy, but the functioning of cosmic rule. Just as an artisan forms wood with purposeful intent, you mold the material of your life through aware perception. The strength to reform your actuality commences with acknowledging yourself as its origin. When you comprehend that your ideas and feelings aren't merely reacting to life, but actively forming it, you assume your role as an aware architect. This perception brings both liberty and accountability: liberty to select differently, and accountability for the selections you make. In a timeless woodland grew a minuscule kernel named Arya. Many overlooked it, viewing only its diminutive scale, but within Arya dwelled the full design of a towering pine. Through endurance and tenacity, Arya developed roots profound into the soil, while extending limbs toward the firmament. Seasons elapsed, and that small kernel altered into a majestic pine, providing refuge and nourishment to innumerable creatures, illustrating that within every modest origin lies the capability for splendid broadening. Like Arya, you encompass within yourself the full design of all you can evolve into. Your present conditions, no matter how confined they may seem, hold the kernels of boundless potential. By fostering these kernels with aware perception and harmonized action, you permit your inherent capability to unfold naturally. Sacred practice. Take an instant now to repose in hushed reflection. Contemplate one facet of your actuality you desire to intentionally form. Jot this down with lucid purpose, being exact about what you will perform today to commence this alteration. Perhaps uttering words of compassion to adjust a bond, or taking one stride toward a cherished aspiration. Select an action, however minor, that recognizes your strength as an aware architect. Then, with complete perception, execute this action, knowing that each aware selection generates waves of alteration in your actuality. Part 2. Commanding the Formative Energies. Chapter 11. Aware Realization. In a hamlet famed for its craftsmanship resided a potter named Nadia. Each dawn she would position before her wheel, choosing clays of diverse hues and consistencies. With attentive accuracy, she shaped these clays together, creating vessels that narrated tales of aspirations realized into actuality. Those who observed her labor wondered not just at the elegance of her inventions, but at how each curve seemed to pulse with intent, each form throbbing with purposeful vitality. You hold the same formative strength as Nadia. Your ideas, sentiments, and deeds are the materials from which you shape the fabric of your life. Each instant offers a chance to select these materials with aware perception to form them together with lucid purpose. The craft of aware invention starts with lucidity of vision. Just as Nadia envisioned her completed vessel in her mind's vision before molding a single lump, you must first cultivate a distinct image of what you desire to realize. This vision turns into the schematic from which you operate, directing every selection and deed. Yet vision solitary isn't sufficient. Your ideas must harmonize with your wishes, your sentiments must vibrate with the frequency of what you pursue, and your deeds must advance in accord with your purposes. When these components harmonize, you generate a potent realm of attraction that pulls your wishes into realization. In remote pastures resided a cultivator named Theo, who grasped the insight of patient nurturing. Each vernal season, he would meticulously ready his ground, choosing only the premium kernels. He knew each kernel held boundless capability, but needed appropriate fostering to bloom. With devoted care, he attended his pastures daily, eliminating undergrowth that might obstruct growth, supplying moisture when required, and relying on the natural schedule of reaping. Like Theo's kernels, your purposes demand both devoted care and patient reliance. Some realizations sprout swiftly, while others require time to root and develop. Your role is to sustain lucid purpose, while performing consistent harmonized action, relying on the flawless timing of cosmic rule. Sacred practice. Discover a silent area where you can contemplate without disruption. Inhale deeply and center yourself in the current instant. On a sheet of paper, jot one specific wish you desire to realize. Be precise in your wording, declaring your purpose in lucid, affirmative terms. Beneath this purpose, pinpoint 3 deeds you can perform that harmonize with its realization. These deeds should feel both demanding and attainable, extending you beyond ease while staying within your present capacity. Recall, like Theo's kernels, each harmonized deed plants the potential of your wish's fulfillment. Chapter 12. The Strength of Fantasy. Along the coasts of an enduring ocean, a youngling named Theo passed his days building fortresses from grains. With each fistful of golden particles, he formed spires that ascended toward the heavens, spans that crossed fanciful waters, and barriers that guarded enchanted domains. Yet one day, as the surge neared his invention, Theo sealed his eyes and uncovered he could construct even more majestic fortresses within his intellect, ones that the waves could never erode. You hold this same boundless strength of fantasy that Theo uncovered. Within the limitless domain of your intellect, you can build actualities more splendid than any tangible edifice. Your fantasy acts as a holy bridge between your current conditions and your wished future, permitting you to encounter the core of your aspirations before they materialize in the material world. When you involve your fantasy with aim and sentiment, you activate an attracting force that draws your visions into existence. Each detail you imagine, each sentiment you encounter in your mind's vision, sends waves through the fabric of invention. These waves return to you as the conditions, chances, and encounters that correspond to your internal vision. In the historic metropolis of Babylon, there dwelled a builder named Salim, who gazed beyond the vacant wilderness before him. Where others perceived only sand and rock, he envisioned splendid edifices, gardens hanging in the atmosphere, and springs that would infuse life into the sterile land. Night after night he refined his vision, adding detailed elements, sensing the cool shade of patios not yet erected, hearing the murmur of springs still unborn. As his vision grew clearer, those around him began to perceive what he perceived, until the metropolis of his fantasy rose stone by stone into physical form. Like Salim, you must first erect your wishes in the atelier of your intellect. View them with such lucidity that they become more genuine to you than your present conditions. Sense them with such intensity that your body reacts as though they already exist. Let your fantasy become the builder's table where you design the schematic of your future. Sacred practice. Locate a silent area where you will stay undisturbed. Seal your eyes and inhale 3 deep breaths, permitting each exhale to carry you deeper into a state of relaxed perception. Now envision a scene where your profoundest wish has already materialized. Observe the hues, sounds, and textures around you. Sense the sentiments flowing through your body as you live this actuality. What are you attired in? Who accompanies you? What can you detect and savor? Make this vision so vivid that your intellect accepts it as fact. Spend 10 minutes fully submerged in this encounter, knowing that what you imagine with sentiment must eventually express itself in your physical world. Chapter 13. Effective Command. On an immense sea where the horizon encountered the boundless heavens, a mariner named Leora confronted towering surges that threatened to engulf her craft. As lightning cleaved the gloom and thunder rattled the air, other vessels frantically pursued shelter. Yet Leora, drawing upon timeless insight passed through generations of sailors, knew that true security lay not in evading the gale, but in commanding the storm within. You, like Leora, navigate the ever-shifting seas of sentiment that form your actuality. Each feeling that moves through you sends waves into the universal realm, attracting encounters that correspond to your inner state. When you grasp this reality, you gain the strength to intentionally direct these effective currents, rather than being tossed by them. Your sentiments serve as the wind in the sails of realization. Delight, affection, and appreciation propel you toward your wishes with natural simplicity. Apprehension, uncertainty, and ire create opposition, making your voyage more turbulent. By learning to cultivate affirmative, effective states, you harmonize yourself with the frequencies of your desired encounters. This harmony requires neither repression nor denial of challenging sentiments. Instead, it calls for the insight to observe your feelings without becoming consumed by them. Like a skilled navigator reading the climate, you can learn to recognize effective designs and consciously choose your response. In a hamlet nestled among undulating hills resided Elena, a sculptor whose artistry flowed from her ability to blend materials in perfect accord. She understood that just as no single material could capture the full splendor of life's elegance, no single sentiment told the complete narrative of human encounter. When dark notions threatened to obscure her vision, she would reach for brighter elements, knowing that each stroke of her tool could transform shadow into illumination. The insight Elena embodied reminds you that sentiments, like materials, can be blended and altered. A moment of appreciation can lighten the shade of concern. A breath of empathy can soften the edge of irritation. Through aware perception, you hold the strength to shift your affective palette toward states that attract your highest good. Sacred practice. Take a moment to identify a sentiment that feels heavy or discordant within you. Acknowledge its presence without judgment. Now call to mind something that fills you with genuine appreciation. Let this feeling of gratitude grow stronger, allowing it to gradually transform the heavier sentiment. Notice how this shift affects your entire being. Practice this effective alchemy throughout your day, knowing that each positive shift raises your vibrational frequency and attracts corresponding encounters. Chapter 14. The Subconscious Portal. In a glen blessed by timeless insight, a cultivator named Theo tended to his sacred orchard. Each dawn he would kneel before the fertile soil, understanding that the ground beneath his fingers held mysteries deeper than mere sustenance. As he planted his kernels, he whispered truths into the earth, knowing that, like ideas planted in the subconscious mind, they would take root and grow into magnificent realities. You possess within you an orchard more fertile than any earthly soil, your subconscious mind. This profound depth of your being accepts every idea you plant within it, nurturing each one into manifestation. Just as Theo's kernels required the right conditions to flourish, your wishes need proper cultivation in the rich soil of your inner world. Your subconscious mind operates beyond the limits of rational idea, in the realm where possibility knows no bounds. It neither judges nor questions. It simply accepts and grows what you plant within it. When you understand this truth, You gain the power to consciously choose which kernels to nurture and which convictions to transform. Through repetition and effective resonance, you can reprogram the patterns that have taken root in your subconscious orchard. Each positive idea, when planted with conviction and watered with faith, grows stronger than the weeds of doubt that may have sprouted from past encounters. In the highlands of an ancient land resided a seeker named Nadia, who heard tales of a treasure buried deep beneath the earth. Day after day, she dug in the same spot, seemingly finding nothing but dirt and stones. Yet something within urged her to continue. One morning, as the sun cast its first light, her shovel struck something solid, a chest filled with precious gems that had been waiting patiently for discovery. The treasure Nadia uncovered mirrors the unlimited potential lying dormant in your subconscious mind. Like the earth that held her treasure, your subconscious faithfully guards the kernels of your greatest wishes, waiting for you to dig deep enough to claim them. Sacred practice. Select an affirmation that resonates with your deepest truth, one that speaks to the very essence of what you wish to manifest. Each morning for 7 days, as the first light touches the horizon and the world awakens from its slumber, find a quiet moment of solitude. Close your eyes and speak this affirmation with unwavering conviction, letting each word flow from the depths of your being. As you speak, visualize this truth taking root in the fertile soil of your mind, its tendrils reaching deeper and growing stronger with each passing day. Feel the pure, unbridled sentiment of your wish already fulfilled, knowing with absolute certainty that what you plant in consciousness must blossom into reality. Let this practice become a sacred ritual, a daily communion between your conscious mind and the infinite insight of your subconscious self. Chapter 15. The Quantum Linkage. In the corridors of a venerable academy, a researcher named Theo spent his nights peering through lenses at the enigmatic ballet of atoms. Night after night, he observed something extraordinary. The very act of watching these tiny specks of existence seemed to influence their behavior. When he looked for particles, he found them. When he searched for waves, waves appeared. Through his dedication to understanding, Theo unveiled a truth that mystics had known for millennia. Consciousness shapes reality. You stand at the threshold of understanding a profound universal truth, one that bridges the ancient insight of manifestation with the discoveries of quantum physics. The world you perceive is not fixed but fluid, responding to the power of your attention and intention. Like the atoms, Theo observed your reality shifts and transforms based on where you place your focus. The quantum field represents an ocean of infinite possibility, where all potential outcomes exist simultaneously, until observed. Your consciousness acts as the observer, collapsing these waves of possibility into the specific encounters you call reality. This is not merely metaphysical theory, but a scientific principle that validates what spiritual masters have taught through the ages. When you direct your attention toward a specific wish, you interact with this field of infinite potential. Your focused observation begins to organize these quantum possibilities into tangible form, just as Theo's attention influenced the behavior of atoms under his lens. In a distant mountain range, there lived a wanderer named Arya, who came upon a great chasm. As mist swirled around her, she saw no way to cross. Yet something within urged her to take a step forward. As her foot moved through the air, a stone bridge began to materialize beneath it. With each step she took in faith, another section of the bridge appeared until she reached the other side. Like Arya's bridge materializing one step at a time, your path unfolds through the combination of faith and action. The quantum field responds to your belief and intention, bringing forth opportunities that were invisible moments before. Your unwavering focus and expectation call these possibilities into being. Sacred practice. Choose one wish that burns bright in your heart. Beginning today, live as though this wish has already manifested. Move through your day with the certainty that what you seek is already yours in the quantum field. Notice how reality begins to shift and align with your focused intention. Pay attention to the subtle signs and synchronicities that appear, knowing that each one confirms the materialization of your wish from the field of infinite possibility. Let your ideas, words, and actions reflect this truth, for in doing so, you collapse the wave of possibility into physical form. Chapter 16. Faith and Reliance. In the depths of night, a traveler named Sophia journeyed along a winding mountain path. No moon lit her way. No stars pierced the veil of clouds above. Yet with each step she moved forward, guided by an inner knowing that transcended her physical sight. Though she could not see the path before her, her feet found solid ground, and her heart remained steady in its trust. You now stand at the threshold of a profound truth, faith in the unseen forces that guide your journey. Like Sophia walking in darkness, your path to manifestation requires unwavering trust in what cannot yet be perceived by mortal eyes. The universe operates through perfect law, bringing forth your wishes through channels often hidden from view. This truth echoes through the ages. Manifestation flows, not from what your eyes can see, but from your unshakable belief in the process. When you plant a kernel of intention in the fertile soil of the universe, you must trust in its growth without digging it up to check its progress. Your role is to maintain steadfast faith while the universal laws work their magic in the unseen realm. Deep beneath the Earth's surface, a tiny kernel lay in darkness. Day after day, it underwent invisible transformations, its shell softening roots, extending into the soil. Above ground, nothing appeared to change yet. In the hidden realm below, life stirred with unstoppable force. The kernel never questioned its process, never doubted its journey. It simply continued its transformation, until one day, a tender shoot emerged into the light. Like this kernel, your manifestations grow first in the invisible realm. The apparent lack of movement in your physical reality does not reflect the powerful forces at work beneath the surface. Every thought of faith, every moment of trust nurtures the unseen growth of your wishes. Trust forms the bridge between your current reality and your desired manifestation. When doubt arises, remember that the most powerful forces in the universe love gravity. Electricity remain invisible to human eyes. Your wishes manifest through these same unseen channels, guided by laws as certain as those that govern the rising sun. Sacred practice. Select one area of your life where you seek transformation. Write it down with clarity and purpose. Now make a sacred commitment to trust the process of its unfolding without questioning when or how it will manifest. Release the need to see evidence of progress. Instead, cultivate an unwavering faith in the unseen forces that work tirelessly on your behalf. Let your trust become as natural as breathing, knowing that like the kernel in darkness, your wish grows stronger with each passing moment. Chapter 17. Appreciation as an attractor. In a far land, a wanderer named Theo traversed an arid plain where nothing grew. Each step brought only dust and emptiness, until one evening he paused to rest beneath a withered shrub. Instead of lamenting his harsh surroundings, he offered thanks for the shrub's meager shade. As he spoke his appreciation aloud, a gentle breeze stirred. He then gave thanks for the cooling air, and clouds gathered overhead. Grateful for their promise, he watched in wonder as rain began to fall, transforming the barren earth into fertile ground. You hold within your heart a power that can transform any circumstance, the sacred force of appreciation. This truth ripples through the fabric of existence. When you align your energy with thankfulness, you attune yourself to the frequency of abundance. The universe responds to this vibration, multiplying the very things for which you express appreciation. Appreciation serves as the master key that unlocks the storehouse of universal abundance. When you choose thankfulness regardless of external conditions, you activate a magnetic force that draws more blessings into your life. This principle operates with mathematical precision. What you appreciate appreciates. The act of appreciation shifts your awareness from what appears to be missing to the infinite abundance that surrounds you. This shift in perception creates a corresponding shift in your vibrational frequency, allowing you to resonate with higher possibilities. Like a radio tuning to a clearer station, appreciation aligns you with the frequency of prosperity. In a grand concert hall, a musician named Leora sat before an ancient harp. Rather than playing songs of sorrow for her struggles, she began to weave melodies of thanksgiving. With each note of appreciation, the music grew richer, fuller, more beautiful. Those who listened felt their hearts expand, and soon the hall filled with an energy so powerful, it seemed to shimmer in the air. Through her song of thanks, Leora had tapped into the universal symphony of abundance. This simple truth emerges. Appreciation transforms not only your inner world, but ripples outward to touch every aspect of your existence. Like Leora's music, your thankfulness creates harmonious vibrations that attract similar energies. The more you express genuine appreciation, the more the universe responds with encounters worthy of your gratitude. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment and create your appreciation treasury. Write down 10 specific things that fill your heart with authentic thankfulness. They may be as grand as the universe itself, or as simple as your next breath. As you write each one, pause to fully feel the warmth of thankfulness flowing through your being. Notice how your energy shifts with each expression of appreciation. Let this practice remind you that thankfulness is not just an attitude. It is a force that elevates your vibration and attracts greater abundance into your life. Chapter 18. The Role of Longing. In an ancient sanctuary, a young disciple named Salim tended a sacred flame. Night after night, he watched the fire within grow stronger, its light reaching further into the darkness. At first, he tried to contain its radiance, fearing its expansion. But as the flame grew, he realized it sought not to consume, but to illuminate. The more he allowed its natural expansion, the more it revealed the beauty of the sanctuary's hidden chambers, guiding others who sought insight within its walls. You must understand that longing is not the enemy of spiritual growth, but rather a sacred flame ignited by the divine to guide your expansion. When you feel a pure yearning stirring in your heart, you are experiencing the universe's invitation to grow beyond your current boundaries. This truth has been obscured by those who mistake longing for greed, failing to recognize its holy purpose in the grand design of creation. The energy of longing serves as your internal compass, pointing toward encounters that will foster your evolution. Like a flame that naturally reaches upward, authentic longing always leads toward greater expression, insight, and understanding. When you honor these sacred promptings within your heart, you align with the universal force of expansion that moves through all living things. Your longings are not random impulses, but divine signatures indicating the direction of your highest growth. Each yearning contains within it the seed of a greater version of yourself, waiting to be realized through your conscious participation in the process of expansion. Along the banks of an ancient river lived a wise elder named Nadia. She spent her days observing how the river never questioned its journey toward the vast ocean. The water moved with certainty, navigating around obstacles, carving new paths when necessary, but always flowing toward its destination. Through watching this eternal dance, Nadia discovered that longing, like the river's flow, carries within it the intelligence to find its way to fulfillment. Just as the river is destined to merge with the ocean, your authentic longings contain within them the blueprint for their own realization. When you trust this natural flow, releasing resistance, and allowing yourself to be guided by the current of your heart's true yearnings, you participate in the sacred dance of expansion that moves through all of creation. Sacred practice. Take a moment to sit in silence with one longing that has persisted in your heart. Rather than viewing it through the lens of lack or need, explore how this yearning points toward your growth and expansion. Write down the ways this longing, if realized, would contribute to your evolution and the greater good. Let this reflection transform your relationship with longing, revealing its role as a sacred guide toward your highest expression. Chapter 19. Releasing to acquire. In the heights of an ancient mountain range, a small eagle named Arya perched anxiously on a weathered ledge. Though her wings yearned to taste the freedom of flight, her talons gripped the familiar rock with fierce determination. Day after day, she watched other birds soar through pristine skies, their wings catching invisible currents that carried them to unimaginable heights. Yet fear kept her bound to her ledge until one morning, when a gentle breeze whispered ancient insight. True flight begins with release. You must understand that the art of manifestation flows most freely when you release your grip on how things must unfold. The universe operates through perfect order, yet this divine orchestration requires space to work its magic. When you clutch tightly to your wishes, demanding specific outcomes or rigid timelines, you create resistance that blocks the natural flow of abundance. The law of surrender operates as a paradox. The more you release your attachment to outcomes, the more swiftly they manifest. This doesn't mean abandoning your wishes, but rather trusting in the infinite insight that guides their fulfillment. Like a river finding its path to the ocean, your manifestations will find their way to you through channels you may never have imagined. By the shores of a crystal lake lived a fisherman named Salim, who struggled daily to fill his nets. The harder he tried casting his nets with desperate determination, the fewer fish he caught. One morning in frustration, he loosened his grip and allowed his net to drift freely with the currents. To his amazement, when he finally pulled it in, it overflowed with silver fish, teaching him that abundance comes not through force, but through faith. Just as Salim discovered the power of releasing control, you too must learn to trust in the perfect timing and method of your manifestations. When you surrender your need to orchestrate every detail, you open yourself to receive blessings beyond your limited imagination. Sacred practice. Take a moment to identify one situation in your life where you feel stuck or resistant. Perhaps a bond that isn't progressing, a career goal that seems blocked, or a dream that feels just out of reach. Write it down with complete honesty, acknowledging both your attachment and your frustration. Then find a quiet space. Close your eyes and visualize yourself gently releasing your grip on this circumstance, just as Salim released his nets to embrace the flow. Feel the subtle shift as tension melts away, replaced by a profound trust in divine timing. Experience the lightness and freedom that comes with surrender, knowing that the universe holds your wishes in perfect trust and is orchestrating events in ways far more magnificent than your limited perspective can perceive. Let this practice become your gateway to deeper faith in the unseen forces that guide your path. Chapter 20. Unlocking the Quantum Threshold. In a hidden chamber beneath an ancient sanctuary, a wanderer named Sophia discovered a mysterious key adorned with sacred symbols. The key seemed to pulse with an inner light calling to something deep within her soul. As she held it, patterns of light danced across the chamber walls, revealing a doorway that hadn't existed moments before. The door shimmered like liquid starlight, and as Sophia inserted the key, she understood that she stood at the threshold of infinite possibility. You now stand at a similar threshold of understanding. The principles you have embraced, the power of idea, sentiment, conviction, and surrender form the key that unlocks the gateway to unlimited potential. The quantum field exists as an ocean of infinite possibility, waiting for your conscious intention to collapse waves of probability into tangible reality. When you align your ideas, feelings, and convictions with the frequency of your wishes, you activate a resonance that draws forth encounters matching your internal state. Like a tuning fork vibrating in perfect harmony with the universe, you become a conscious creator selecting from infinite possibilities the reality you wish to experience. Just as each note in a symphony creates a unique vibration, your focused intention sends ripples through the quantum field. These ripples attract corresponding encounters, manifestations, and opportunities. The key lies not in forcing outcomes, but in maintaining such perfect alignment that your desired reality naturally emerges from the field of all possibility. Along the shores of time, there lived a young woman named Theo, who discovered an ancient archway standing alone on a beach. Unlike Sophia's shimmering door, this portal appeared to be made of light itself, shifting and changing with each passing moment. As Theo stepped through, she witnessed countless versions of her life unfolding simultaneously, each one a potential reality waiting to be chosen through her conscious awareness and belief. This truth reveals itself to you. Now, reality is not fixed, but fluid, responding to your level of consciousness and expectation. Like Theo before the portal, you stand at the junction of infinite possibilities. Your power lies not in forcing a single outcome, but in aligning yourself with the version of reality that resonates with your highest vision. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into the present moment. Visualize before you a door of pure light, knowing it leads to the reality you wish to experience. Feel the key of your aligned intention in your hand. As you insert this key and open the door, experience the sensation of stepping into a field of infinite possibility. Let yourself feel the absolute knowing that your desired reality exists here now. Remain in this space for 10 minutes, allowing yourself to fully embody the experience of living in your chosen reality. Part 3. Transcending to Boundless Capability. Chapter 21. The Sacred Schematic. In the heart of an ancient metropolis, master designer Nadia studied the holy geometry woven into nature's fabric. Each morning she observed the spiral designs in conch shells, the hexagonal perfection of snowflakes, and the golden ratio expressed in leaf arrangements. One night in a dream, the universe revealed to her its grand design, a schematic that connected all things in perfect harmony. As dawn broke, Nadia began sketching plans for a temple unlike any other. Her design incorporated the same divine proportions found in the cosmos, each line and curve resonating with universal truth. When complete, the temple stood as a testament to the hidden order that governs all creation, its very structure singing the song of existence. You too carry within you a sacred schematic, a unique expression of universal intelligence waiting to unfold. Just as every crystal follows sacred geometric patterns while maintaining its distinctiveness, your life purpose aligns with cosmic law, while remaining uniquely yours. The universe speaks through your deepest inclinations, your natural talents, and the dreams that refuse to fade. When you align with your higher purpose, you step into resonance with the grand design. Like a perfectly tuned instrument in the orchestra of existence, you contribute your essential note to the symphony of life. This alignment manifests as a sense of flow, where challenges become opportunities for growth and synchronicities guide your path. Your purpose isn't something to be invented, but rather discovered, like an archaeologist carefully brushing away sand to reveal what has always been there. It exists in the intersection between your gifts and the world's needs, where personal fulfillment meets service to the greater whole. In a distant glen there lived a performer named Salim, who discovered an ancient lute carved from ivory. Unlike ordinary instruments, this lute seemed to know the melodies of creation itself. As Salim played, he realized he wasn't creating the music. He was simply allowing universal harmony to flow through him. The more he surrendered to this flow, the more his music touched hearts and transformed lives. This truth emerges now when you align with your higher purpose. You become like Salim, with his ivory lute, a channel through which divine inspiration flows. Your unique gifts find their perfect expression, and your presence becomes a blessing to all you encounter. Sacred practice. Find a quiet moment and close your eyes. Place your hand over your heart and breathe deeply. Ask yourself, what activities make me lose track of time? When do I feel most alive? How can my gifts serve others? Write down your insights, then identify one concrete step you can take today to move closer to living your purpose fully. Take this step with complete presence, knowing it aligns you more deeply with your sacred schematic. Chapter 22. Boundless Plenty. In the heart of an ancient glen flowed the river of eternal bounty. Unlike other rivers that waxed and waned with the seasons, this mystical waterway maintained its generous flow throughout time. Villages along its banks thrived, drawing sustenance from its crystal waters. Yet those who tried to hoard its bounty found their vessels empty, while those who shared its gifts discovered their cups perpetually full. You stand now at the threshold of understanding plenty in its truest form. Like the eternal river, plenty flows ceaselessly through the universe, touching all who align with its natural current. This force knows no scarcity, no limitation. It simply flows, creating, nurturing, and expanding without end. The river teaches that plenty isn't measured by what you possess, but by your capacity to allow it to flow through you. When you grasp at plenty trying to contain it, you create resistance that blocks its natural movement. But when you open yourself as a channel like the river's banks, you become part of its endless journey of giving and receiving. This truth reveals itself in every aspect of nature, in the sun that never dims from sharing its light, in the air that fills every space without diminishing, in the kernels that multiply into vast orchards. These are not mere metaphors, but living demonstrations of the universe's fundamental nature of plenty. In a distant kingdom lived a humble orchard keeper named Leora, who tended the royal groves. While others saw limited space and resources, Leora saw infinite potential in every kernel. She shared cuttings with fellow keepers, scattered extra kernels along pathways, and taught others her craft. Yet her orchard grew ever more lush, its bounty multiplying with each act of generosity. Leora's orchard flourished not because she hoarded its treasures, but because she understood the law of plenty, that giving creates space for receiving, that sharing multiplies joy, that plenty flows to and through those who align with its nature. Sacred practice. Sit in stillness and contemplate the flowing river of plenty in your life. On a clean page, record the ways you can embody plenty today, through sharing a smile, offering knowledge, expressing gratitude, or simply appreciating the air you breathe. Remember that plenty manifests not just in material wealth, but in love, joy, creativity, and countless other forms. Write without judgment, allowing your insights to flow as naturally as the eternal river. As you write, notice how each act of giving creates ripples of possibility in the vast ocean of universal plenty. Consider the smallest gestures, a kind word, a moment of patience, a shared laugh, and recognize how these too are expressions of the infinite plenty that flows through you. Let your pen move across the page as freely as water, finding its path, knowing that each word you write plants a kernel of awareness in the fertile soil of your consciousness. When you have finished writing, take a moment to feel the energy of possibility surrounding each intention you've set for. In acknowledging plenty, you become its living channel. Chapter 23. Dwelling in the Present. Along the ancient spice route traveled Salim, a wanderer seeking insight in distant lands. Each night he would count the spices in his satchel, planning for tomorrow's journey while reminiscing about yesterday's path. His mind stretched between what was and what might be, missing the treasures that lay before him. One evening, as he prepared his usual calculations, a strange wind scattered his spices across the desert sand. In his desperate search, Salim noticed for the first time the intricate patterns beneath his feet, the way moonlight painted silver shadows on the dunes, and the sweet fragrance of desert blooms that flowered only at night. In that moment of forced presence, he discovered a wealth far greater than spices. You hold within you the power to step through the gateway of now, where all possibilities converge. The present moment is not merely a bridge between past and future. It is the source of all creation, the point where universal forces align to manifest your wishes. When your attention scatters like leaves in the wind, caught between memories and dreams, you miss the quiet whispers of insight that surround you. The universe speaks in the language of now, offering guidance through the subtle signs and synchronicities that appear in each moment. Like a river that flows only in the present, your creative force cannot be stored for tomorrow or retrieved from yesterday. It exists in the eternal now, waiting for your conscious engagement. When you align with this truth, you tap into a wellspring of clarity and peace that transcends time itself. In the mountains of the East lived Theo, a carver renowned for works of extraordinary beauty. Visitors to his studio often found him completely absorbed in his craft, each strike of his chisel flowing from absolute presence. When asked about his technique, Theo would smile and say, "I do not create the carving. I simply remove what is not present in this moment." Through years of devotion to his art, Theo discovered that masterpieces emerged not from rushing toward completion or dwelling on past works, but from surrendering fully to each breath, each movement, each moment of connection between hand and wood. Sacred practice. Choose one simple activity today, Perhaps sipping herbal tea, strolling in nature, or cleansing your hands. As you engage in this action, bring your full awareness to the present moment. Notice the sensations, the sounds, the subtle energies that usually pass beneath your attention. Let go of thoughts about what comes next or what came before. Simply be fully and completely in the now. Chapter 24. Beyond Restriction. In a distant glen there lived a silver songbird kept in an ornate enclosure by a well-meaning scholar who treasured its harmonious voice. Each morning the bird sang not of joy, but of yearning, its sweet notes carrying dreams of freedom. Though its enclosure was crafted of the finest gold and adorned with precious jewels, it remained a prison nonetheless. One dawn, as sunlight streamed through the scholar's window, the bird noticed that the enclosure door had worn thin. In that moment of recognition, something awakened within its heart, not just the possibility of escape, but the realization that its true enclosure had always been its belief in captivity. With one gentle push, the door fell open, and the bird soared into the endless sky. You, like that songbird, may not recognize the invisible barriers you've constructed around your potential. These self-imposed restrictions whisper false truths. This is all you can be. This is as far as you can go. This is what you deserve. Yet these boundaries exist only in thought, as ethereal as morning mist before the rising sun. The universe knows no limits. It expands eternally into infinite possibility. When you align with this truth, you begin to see how your perceived restrictions are merely shadows cast by old convictions, ready to dissolve in the light of awareness. In the ancient city of Thebes, a young woman named Leora spent her entire life within the city walls, believing the world ended at its boundaries. Each day she walked the same paths, never questioning what lay beyond, until one morning, drawn by an inexplicable urge, she discovered a hidden gate long forgotten by the city's inhabitants. As Leora stepped through the threshold, she beheld rolling hills stretching to the horizon, rivers winding through verdant valleys, and mountains touching the clouds. In that moment, she understood that her world had been as vast as her imagination allowed it to be. Your potential, like Leora's world, extends far beyond the boundaries you've accepted. Each time you challenge these self-imposed limits, you expand not just your capabilities, but your very consciousness. Sacred practice. Stand in silence and bring to mind one restriction you've placed upon yourself. Feel its weight, its familiar presence. Now choose one action that defies this boundary, an action that makes your heart race with both fear and excitement. Take this action today, knowing that as you step beyond your perceived limits, you step into your true power. Chapter 25. The Craft of Existence. In a secluded garden, a rosebud rested beneath the surface of a still pond. As dawn approached, it began its journey upward, not through force or struggle, but through natural unfoldment. With each passing moment, the flower moved closer to the light, its petals gradually opening to reveal the crimson heart within. It did not question its path or strain against its nature. It simply became what it already was. You possess this same innate insight. The craft of manifestation lies not in ceaseless doing, but in the gentle power of existence. When you align with your true nature, transformation unfolds as naturally as a flower opening to the sun. The universe operates through the law of least resistance. Like the rose, your wishes seek expression through you when you release the need to force their emergence. This sacred truth reveals that striving often creates the very resistance that blocks your path. In the state of existence, you recognize that what you seek already exists within you. Just as a mighty redwood exists within a seed, your desired reality exists within your consciousness. Your role is not to create it, but to allow it to emerge through your awareness. Far in the mountains, a brook began its journey to the vast ocean. It did not push against the rocks or fight its way downward. Instead, it followed the natural contours of the land, flowing around obstacles, finding the path of least resistance. The brook did not worry about how or when it would reach its destination. It simply flowed, knowing that its nature would carry it home. This brook mirrors the effortless way manifestation occurs when you embody the state of your wish. Like water finding its natural course, your path unfolds when you align with the essence of what you seek to become. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into your body. For the next 10 minutes, experience yourself as already being the person who embodies your deepest wish. Feel the qualities, sentiments, and energy of this state. Let this feeling of completion flow through you naturally, without forcing or striving. Chapter 26. Oneness Awareness. In a grand palace, an artisan named Theo spent years crafting a vast mosaic. Each tiny piece seemed insignificant on its own fragments of colored glass, stone, and precious gems. Yet as he placed them with patient devotion, an extraordinary image emerged. The scattered pieces united to form a breathtaking scene of the cosmos, where stars danced with planets and galaxies spiraled in eternal motion. Those who gazed upon it felt a profound truth, that each fragment, however small, was essential to the whole. You are like each piece in this infinite mosaic of creation. Though you may feel separate, you are intricately connected to the vast tapestry of existence. The universe expresses itself through you just as you express yourself through it. This sacred union reveals that your individual path serves the greater unfoldment of life itself. When you recognize your place in this grand design, resistance dissolves into acceptance. Your unique gifts and qualities are not random, but vital threads in the cosmic weave. Even your challenges serve the perfection of the whole, like shadows giving depth to a painting. By aligning with this truth, you naturally attract encounters that serve both your highest good and the good of all. Your success becomes everyone's success. Your joy contributes to the world's joy. Your peace adds to universal peace. Near the mountains, a river named Alara flowed through valleys and plains for countless miles. It maintained its distinct identity, carving its own path through the earth. Yet as it approached the vast ocean, something shifted. Its waters began to merge with the greater body. And in that merger, Alara discovered a profound joy. No longer bound by the limitations of individual form, it expanded into the boundless embrace of the whole. This river mirrors your own journey toward oneness awareness. As you release the illusion of separation, you experience the freedom and power that comes from recognizing your connection to all of life. Your manifestations flow more easily because you no longer see yourself as working alone, but in harmony with the entire universe. Sacred practice. Take a moment to contemplate how your unique gifts can serve the greater whole. Choose one specific action that will contribute to the well-being of others. Perhaps through an act of kindness, sharing your talents, or supporting a cause you believe in. Carry out this action today, knowing that as you serve the whole, you serve yourself. Chapter 27. Dwelling as the Architect. In a sunlit atelier, Leora stood before an empty canvas, her heart filled with a vision she could not yet see with mortal eyes. While others urged her to plan and sketch, she knew the masterpiece lived first in her soul. With unwavering trust, she lifted her brush and began to paint. As colors flowed from her hands, a world emerged not of mere shapes and forms, but of light, energy, and possibility. Those who witnessed her work saw not just an image but a doorway into what could be. You possess this same creative power. Every moment you stand before the canvas of your life, brush in hand, the universe awaits your stroke, ready to manifest the vision you hold within. Your thoughts, feelings, and convictions are the colors you use to paint your reality. Just as an artist doesn't question whether paint will adhere to canvas, you need not doubt the creative force that flows through you. The law of attraction responds to your inner vision with perfect precision, bringing forth encounters that match your dominant vibration. When you fully embrace your role as architect, life becomes your masterpiece. Each choice, each thought, each feeling adds another brushstroke to your creation. The key lies not in forcing outcomes, but in allowing your inner vision to guide your actions with natural grace. In a distant workshop, Nadia received a massive block of granite. Others saw only rough stone, but she perceived the beauty waiting to emerge. With patience and devotion, she chipped away all that did not serve her vision. Day by day, the formless mass transformed into an expression of grace and harmony. The statue seemed to reveal itself as if it had always existed within the stone, waiting for the right hands to set it free. Like Nadia, you are not creating something from nothing, but revealing the perfection that already exists within the infinite field of possibility. Your role is to align with your vision so clearly that all that does not serve it naturally falls away. Sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and allow yourself to envision your ideal life in vivid detail. What does it feel like? What activities fill your days? How do you interact with others? Write this vision in present tense as if you're already living it. Then identify one action, no matter how small, that you can take today that aligns with this vision. This step, however modest, sets in motion the creative forces that will help manifest your masterpiece. Chapter 28. Eternal Unfoldment. In the heart of an ancient forest stood a mighty sequoia, its branches reaching ever skyward. Season after season, year after year, the tree continued its journey upward, never declaring, "I have grown enough." Through storms and sunshine, through drought and abundance, it added new rings to its trunk and stretched its limbs higher into the heavens. The forest creatures marveled not at its current height, but at its unwavering commitment to growth. You, like this sacred tree, contain within you the seeds of infinite expansion. Each encounter, each challenge, each triumph adds another ring to your being. The universe knows no limits, and neither does your potential for growth. Growth is not a destination, but a divine dance with life itself. As you expand your consciousness, you discover that what once seemed like your ceiling becomes your new floor. Each plateau serves not as an ending, but as a foundation for your next ascension. Just as the tree doesn't strain or force its growth, your unfoldment occurs naturally when you remain open to life's insight. Your role is to stay receptive to the nutrients of encounter, to bend with the winds of change, and to reach eternally toward the light of greater understanding. High in the mystic mountains lived Sophia, a traveler whose heart yearned for the summit. With each step upward, new vistas revealed themselves, each more breathtaking than the last. Yet as she climbed, Sophia discovered a beautiful truth: there was no final peak. Each summit unveiled another height to explore, another perspective to gain, another level of mastery to attain. Her joy came not from reaching destinations, but from the eternal dance of becoming. This tale mirrors your own journey of consciousness. Like Sophia, you will discover that each level of awareness opens the door to even greater possibilities. The joy lies not in arriving, but in the continuous unfoldment of your infinite potential. Sacred practice. Take a moment now to sit in quiet reflection. Think of one area where you've experienced growth recently, perhaps in understanding, in relationships, or in your spiritual practice. Feel the satisfaction of this expansion. Then allow yourself to sense the next level calling to you. Write down both your recent growth and your next step of unfoldment, knowing that this too is but one beautiful note in your endless symphony of becoming. Chapter 29. The Wave Effect. In the depths of a sacred glen, where ancient insight whispers through the morning mist, there lay a pool of crystalline water. As the first rays of dawn touched its surface, a single droplet fell from a leaf above, creating perfect circles that expanded outward in harmonious waves. The ripples touched every corner of the pool, transforming its entire surface from stillness into a dance of movement. Your journey of transformation mirrors this divine pattern. When you align with the universal forces, your energy creates ripples that extend far beyond your immediate sphere. Each thought you elevate, each vibration you raise, sends waves of positive change through the fabric of existence. The universe operates through interconnected waves of energy. As you cultivate higher states of consciousness, you become a point of light that naturally illuminates the path for others. This is not through conscious effort or striving, but through the natural law of resonance. Like attracts like, and light calls to light. Your alignment with universal truth creates a field of possibility around you. Those who cross your path feel this energy even if they cannot name it. Your peace becomes an invitation for others to find their own. Your joy becomes a reminder of what's possible. Your growth becomes a silent permission for others to grow. In a distant mountain village lived Theo, the keeper of a sacred flame. Each evening he would step out of his dwelling carrying his lantern. As he walked through the village, others would bring their unlit lanterns to him. Without diminishing his own light, he shared his flame until the entire village glowed with warmth and radiance. The villagers discovered that in lighting others' paths, their own way became brighter. This truth applies to your own journey as you embrace your authentic power and allow your light to shine. You naturally inspire others to recognize their own inner brilliance. Your transformation becomes a living testament to the possibilities that exist for all. Sacred practice. Take a moment of quiet contemplation. Reflect on a time when your growth, your joy, or your courage has inspired positive change in others. Perhaps it was a simple smile that brightened someone's day, or maybe your example gave another the strength to pursue their dreams. Acknowledge this wave effect with gratitude, knowing that as you align with your highest self, you serve as a beacon for all who cross your path. Chapter 30. The Boundless Spiral. In an ancient temple, a young seeker named Leora discovered a spiral staircase that seemed to stretch endlessly upward. With each step, she climbed new vistas opened before her eyes, landscapes she had never imagined possible. Yet the most remarkable revelation came when she realized that each revolution brought her not just higher but deeper into understanding. The spiral was both an ascent and an inner journey, teaching her that growth knows no bounds. You stand now at the threshold of infinite possibility. The journey you have undertaken through these teachings is not a linear path with a final destination, but a spiral of ever-expanding awareness. Each truth you embrace opens the door to deeper mysteries. Each realization leads to greater understanding. The universe operates in infinite spirals of creation. Just as galaxies spiral through space and DNA spirals within every cell, your consciousness moves in an eternal dance of expansion. There is no endpoint to this journey, no final achievement that marks completion. Instead, you are invited to embrace the joy of perpetual discovery. Your potential, like the universe itself, knows no bounds. Each limitation you transcend reveals new horizons of possibility. Each truth you integrate becomes a foundation for even greater revelations. This is the natural way of consciousness to grow, to expand, to discover without end. In distant lands lived Nadia, a desert explorer who ventured beyond known maps. One day she discovered a hidden oasis that led to an underground cavern. Within the cavern, she found a crystal that revealed entire worlds within its facets. As she gazed deeper, each world contained countless other worlds, teaching her that discovery was infinite both in the outer realm and within her own consciousness. This mirrors the truth of your own journey. As you align with universal principles, you discover that each breakthrough leads to new territories of possibility. The outer world reflects your expanding inner awareness, creating an endless dance of discovery and growth. Sacred practice. In the silence of this moment, connect with the infinite nature of your being. Take your journal and write a heartfelt commitment to remain open to the endless possibilities that await you. Let your words reflect your understanding that this journey never truly ends. It simply spirals upward into ever greater expressions of truth and potential. Conclusion. As you conclude these chapters, know that you stand at the beginning rather than an end. The insight shared here, the sacred laws of creation, the power of aligned thought, the dance of energy and intention. These are not mere teachings to be learned and set aside. They are living principles that will continue to reveal deeper truths as you journey forward. Think of these universal laws as a magnificent prism through which light passes. With each turn, new colors emerge, new patterns form, and new understanding dawns. What you comprehend today will take on richer meaning tomorrow, for such is the nature of infinite insight. The universe speaks in the language of spirals ever expanding, yet always connected to its source. Each principle you have discovered here contains within it countless layers of truth, waiting to be unveiled as your consciousness expands. Today's manifestation becomes tomorrow's foundation for even greater creation. You have learned to see yourself as a conscious creator, aligned with the infinite intelligence that flows through all things. This awareness will continue to deepen, revealing new dimensions of possibility with each passing day. The tools and practices shared in these pages are not finite techniques, but gateways to endless discovery. Like a master musician who discovers new depths in a familiar melody, you will find these universal principles revealing fresh insights as you apply them in your life. Each encounter becomes an opportunity for deeper understanding, each challenge an invitation to greater mastery. Remember that the greatest masters remain eternal students forever open to the universe's endless teachings. The law of attraction. The power of aligned sentiment. The art of conscious creation. These are not destinations but pathways leading to ever-expanding horizons of possibility. You now carry within you the seeds of infinite potential. As you continue to nurture these seeds with attention and practice, they will grow in ways you cannot yet imagine. Each breakthrough will lead to new questions. Each achievement will open doors to greater adventures. The journey of conscious creation is eternal, for the universe itself is endless in its expression. You are both the artist and the masterpiece, continuously shaping your reality, while being shaped by the insight you embrace. Let this understanding fill you with joy, knowing that infinite possibilities await your discovery. This moment marks not a conclusion, but a threshold. You step forward now as a conscious participant in the universe's endless dance of creation, equipped with timeless principles that will continue to guide and inspire your journey. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.